Hello, this is me, Samantha. Hi, how you doing? Okay, I want to thank you guys for coming on my channel. Thank you for loving my channel. Right now is raining, and I'm going through some rain moisture and stuff. But I want to go ahead and talk to you about if you have a PPP loan through a bank or through somebody else, and we're going to talk about that paycheck protection loan that you may have received, or somebody received, uh, through a bank or a financial institution. First of all, I want to tell you that first of all, wait a minute. Thank you for donating to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't, hit that notification button and so you can receive comments or whatever that I present. I want to also talk to you at the end of this about what I'm planning to do this month. Yes. Okay. Now, that paycheck protection, I'm going to be honest with you. The paycheck protection program was designed to keep people who were about to lay off or their job was about to give out because of the pandemic. So it was designed in stages so that it would help employers be able to pay their employees. I worked for a company. I worked for Wells Fargo Loan Protection, and I'm gonna discuss about that, and I'm gonna be honest. And I did that for a couple of months. So when I did it, it was to make sure that the documents was right it was a legitimate business, small business and big business. A lot of small business didn't have tax returns, or they didn't have accounting. So when they did the second PP loan, they had to accommodate those who had small business, because small businesses are just as important as the big ones. Our communities is just as important. So they had to look at how they could accommodate them, because a lot of mom and pops don't have, or people who are self-employed don't have all this sophisticated software to, and accounting and all of that. Um, so they've been getting a lot of loans. And if you've been watching on the news, a lot of these people have taken those paycheck protection loans and basically bought houses and cars and all of that. Yeah, bought all of that. So you have to wonder, how did they get it? How did they get it? I mean, because don't nobody, the way you have it, you have to have a lot of money, some kind of collateral, tax information to get all this money to do all of it. Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Some of these banks and some of these financial institutions are not worried about the quality of the loan; they worried about the quantity. Wells Fargo being one of them. They're not worried about the right paperwork. I worked there for what, 2 months, and everything was changed every day. You had to learn something new. I understand when they tell you on the job, be prepared to learn something new. But the guidelines to a loan shouldn't change overnight. It shouldn't change within like the next day or 2 days. You don't do the as we go along with financial institutions, especially when you're dealing with financial money that is coming from the federal government. You got to be on point. I guarantee you, if my name is ever called, I document it very well, because I don't want nobody saying that I gave somebody a loan that just because. That's how all these people are coming up with all these millions of dollars to buy houses, cars, and stuff, and then they're going through they're auditing now. You see, when the pandemic was high and everything, the only thing the government was doing was just making sure that the money was pumped into the economy to make sure that things was working out, so that we wouldn't have a Great Depression of like 1929. That's the only thing. But then when Now that, there are limited restriction, people are getting vaccinated and everything. Now they're going back to when it actually happened to see if, this person deserved this person deserved that. What took place? What has taken place? So now at this point, all these people that have gotten these paycheck protection loans, all these people that have lied on their taxes, because it used to be a time when you could say you worked from home and that was a self-employed business and you could write off stuff and you got more money. But see, a lot of these little rugged, ruthless, and corrupt tax people, you see tax preparers everywhere you go. Either they selling chicken and biscuits, or they doing something. They doing hair is at the they unlegitimate. It was a company a long time ago called Mo Money Taxes in Memphis, and look what happened. They was doing fraudulent taxes and stuff. People were going at if you didn't work, don't try to scam the government. If you didn't work, but you got people who ain't never worked, been living off government assistance for all their lives, and then all of a sudden they got 5 and 10 kids, and all of a sudden they come up, they say they've been doing babysitting work for that year, and they get earned income credit. And then people like me that work, and you that work, our income refund be $1,000 or less, and they getting $10,000 and $20,000. Go figure. So what do I think? I think I think after they get through finding, the government is going through auditing it and finding out how these people are getting the money and stuff, or it's showing that the paper trail, a lot of things are going to come out about how these banks actually handle these PPP loans and stuff, and they're going to be the target. And like I said, I worked for Wells Fargo. I was a contractor. And, wait a minute. Oh, excuse me. I had to sneeze. Anyway, so I worked for Wells Fargo, and I promise you, I have never, and I banked with them. That was the big issue. I'm on the inside. I'm actually looking in, and I'm seeing how, and I'm telling them, wait a minute, ain't this kind of funny? You're training people who are not. I'm not a on bank person, but you're training people who have little or no banking experience, and you're coming up with new stuff every day. When I went there, I had a less than 2% error rate. When I left there, I had a less than 2% error rate. I'd rather have it right than to be sitting up here making some people I've never met happy for 20 and 30 loans. The people were doing 20 and 30 loans. I did the minimum. I did 9. And I promise you, I did it. I went through there. I made sure I did it right. Yeah. They said, you need to increase your volume. Okay, well, all right. And I did. I increased it. But I stayed. Instead of working 8 hours, I worked 7 days a week. And I worked 10 to 12 hours. Why? Because, you know what? I'm not scared of Wells Fargo. But the federal government, yeah, I am scared of them. Yeah, IRS, yeah, I'm scared of them. Department of Justice, yeah, I'm scared of them. So yeah, which one you think I'm gonna please, Wells Fargo or the federal government? You already know the answer. So, what are your comments on this? Also, I want to tell you before I go, I am starting a new podcast around the end of this month. I'm going to have attorneys. We're going to talk about subjects. We're going to talk about men. We're going to talk about divorces and men, divorces and women. We're going to talk about issues that is so taboo. We're going to talk about this. I thank you and I look forward. And if you want to donate, I'm going to leave my thing. I thank you so much for just being there for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.